Good Friday evening to you. We made it. We have made it to the weekend here, and this has been just an up and down week weather-wise. If you remember at the beginning of the week, we had very cold air in place. We had some areas that got some snow. Then we cleared out. We have warmer air that's moving in now. We had the ability to see northern lights here earlier in the week at nighttime for a couple of nights there. And it has just been a busy, crazy week. And we continue now with this warm air, abnormally warm temperatures here in our area. And the warmer air is going to stick with us into the weekend too. We are talking about afternoons are going to be trending about 10 to 12 degrees above average. We're talking about high temperatures in the mid 70s, both for Saturday and Sunday. And we already made it to the mid 70s today. We had a high of 75 degrees here this afternoon. So yeah, these temperatures above the average, no, not record breaking, but not too far from those records. So just know and be prepared. Have the short sleeves ready here during the afternoon hours, especially if you're in the sunshine. But then in the mornings, you would need an extra layer. You'll be taking that off for the afternoon. And then during the evenings, you'll need to have that layer again back on, whether it's a hoodie or a jacket as those temperatures fall once the sun goes down. And we'll break that down for what to expect in Athens here on Saturday night. Huge game. This is a live look right now at Sanford Stadium from our tower cam. They've got the red lights there on the stadium. And tomorrow night, really all day tomorrow in Athens, it is just going to be hopping as the Texas Longhorns are in town. Two top 10 teams facing off. Both teams need to win. Better chance in the playoffs to get into the playoffs here. So it is going to be a hard-fought battle there on Dooley Field. So I'm going to be there tailgating throughout the day here in Athens, and then the big game at 7:30 that night. So if you're trying to figure out what to wear, it is going to be a little bit tricky because, as I mentioned, in the afternoons, it's going to be warm while you're tailgating. Now, there are going to be people getting to Athens at 9 in the morning and at 10 in the morning. SEC Nation will be there, so there's going to be a lot of people there for that. Then tailgating at lunchtime through the afternoon, and then the big game coming up in the evening hours. So if you're tailgating at 2, 3 in the afternoon, that's when it's going to be the hottest part of the day with temperatures that'll be in the mid 70s. Getting to 5 o'clock, once a lot of people are going to be milling around Athens at 5 o'clock, even if they're not tailgating all day, they may be there a couple of hours early. It'll be partly cloudy with temperatures around 71. The sun will go down around 5:30, and after that, those temperatures are going to start falling. So while you're tailgating, it's going to be nice and comfortable, but you might want to take a jacket or a hoodie or an extra layer with you to the game, because once that sun goes down and it gets dark, that's when the temperatures start going down to 64 at 7, 62 at 9, 61 at 11. I really wouldn't be surprised if we actually hit the upper 50s before we get to the 11 o'clock hour. So just be aware of the cooler air coming in during the evening hours. Now, I have been at Sanford Stadium so many times, especially this year too. Those early games in September when you're sitting in the bright sunshine and it's 90+ degrees and you're just sweating to death. So this is going to be a nice, refreshing night game with some cool temperatures, but just don't forget to wear that extra layer, because when you're tailgating and thinking, hey, it's hot out here, I'm not going to take a jacket to the game, you'll need it there at the game. Here is radar showing the dry conditions that we have over our area right now. We're not seeing any echoes on there, meaning no rain around. And with the satellite data, we're not even seeing any clouds here, not only in North Georgia, but over the entire state and really over a big part of the southeast. A few clouds back in Arkansas, a few clouds here the North Carolina and Virginia coastline, but still nothing really major going on, and nothing major is going to be moving into our direction here. Here's a live look at our tower cam. This is from Arizona Avenue. They're on the DeKalb and Fulton County line, looking toward the city of Atlanta, and it looks great. We've got a beautiful skyline. We have great visibility, and things looking nice. This is tapping into one of our new cameras that we're able to show you here. This is at Brookhaven. That's the big dome there on top of the government building. We're looking back toward Midtown and the downtown area. And again, great visibility there in Brookhaven with that clear sky and comfortable temperatures out there at this hour too. And this is our tower cam there at Georgia Tech, looking over Grant Field here and over the downtown skyline. Now, Georgia Tech is playing at Boston College, so that's why I didn't give you a Georgia Tech forecast. They're away, and so nobody's going to be playing there at Grant Field tomorrow afternoon. Look at the high temperature for today, 75 degrees. The average high for this time of year, 65. So we were 10 degrees above average today. Our low this morning was 46. The average is 44, so we were a couple of degrees above average there too. And again, you know, since we're warm, getting up to 75 degrees and it's 10 degrees above the average, it's still below the record for today's date. The record high for today is 80 degrees. That was set in 1955. And the rainfall deficit, I'm showing you this every night here, and it keeps growing every night until we can get some rain. We're 5.5 inches below where we should be in rainfall for the year. Here's a look at the temperatures and how they timed out for the day. That cooler air was earlier this morning. We had 47 at 4, 6 and 7. And then in between that, it dropped down to that 46-degree low that we had. And then watch how the temperatures were climbing during the day. 74 is the highest you see here on that hourly. That was at 3 o'clock. But then between 3 and 4, that's actually when we popped up to that 75-degree high temperature for the day. And then watch how these temperatures have been falling during the evening hours with those temperatures there in the low 60s. Now we're back to the upper 50s. So it is cooling down very nicely. See these temperatures around North Georgia. Atlanta is one of the warmer spots. And we talk about this a lot of times during this hour when we talk about Atlanta often being warmer than everybody else. Now, Gainesville is also at 59, but what we see in these more urban areas or cities where there's more concrete and more buildings, that holds in more of the warmth a little bit longer. And when we have clear skies like this, in the outlying areas, we have what's called radiational cooling, and any warmth that built up during the day with clear skies radiates out into the atmosphere, and that's replaced by cooler air at the surface. So that's why we see some big ranges here. We're talking lower 50s in Eatonton, Covington, and also Carrollton, where we're 59 here, but then look at Marietta at 52, and Athens at 52, Canton at 51, and we've got those 40s up in North Georgia right now. So we do have a bit of a wide range of temperatures. We're down to 48 degrees here in the morning. Then we get up to 76 in the afternoon. We're going to have a lot of sunshine, but there may be just a few clouds mixing in with the sunshine at times during the day tomorrow. Not ever really an overcast or totally cloudy sky or anything, just some of those clouds mixing in with the sunshine, but temperatures still warming up to 76 degrees. That'll be 11 degrees above the average. So here's the forecast track. Still not a lot of weather features showing up on the forecast track, but you can see here through the night, a couple of clouds might start developing early tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. And that's why we're going with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies here during the day. Still, though, getting up to 76 degrees for a high. Then on Sunday, a couple of clouds to start. Still not an overcast or anything. Then those break up during the day. Generally partly cloudy skies here. And earlier, we were talking about on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, having a low rain chance. And over the past few days, we've been saying a 20% chance for a shower, but that we really weren't impressed with the moisture content here with that system. And now, latest model data is showing even less moisture with that on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we have taken out the 20% chance for any isolated showers here for Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm going to widen out a little bit, show you the European model. And there's a look at a couple of those clouds on Saturday. This is a lower resolution model there, so that's why it shows more clouds and more rain than what is actually going to be out there. On Sunday, a couple more clouds around, and there still could be an isolated shower up in far North Georgia, but those chances are becoming less and less with new model data coming in too. Monday, we are nice and dry. And then on Tuesday, this is what we have been watching where we were getting indications from the models of some moisture nearby and keeping that 20% chance for a shower in. But now we've dropped it because it looks like that moisture is going to stay way up to the north here on Tuesday. And even on Wednesday, trying to edge down into North Georgia, but not making it here to Atlanta. So that's why we have taken that 20% chance for showers out of the forecast here for Tuesday and Wednesday. So then we focus on our next best chance for rain, and that's not going to come in until later in the week. And that's with the system that'll be coming in from the west. This is how it's going to look on Thursday. Still dry here, but partly cloudy skies. This system looks a little better organized and is going to have a little bit more moisture content with it, we think, by the time it makes it into our area, and that looks like it's going to be on Friday. We're going with a 40% chance for showers here on Friday, especially later in the day and in the nighttime hours as that starts to sweep through our area, giving us some showers. We'll keep an eye on this to see if any storms develop out of it. As of right now, we're not really getting any strong indications from the modeling about any storms or anything that we need to worry about, but we will be focusing on that into next week as we get closer to it and get more of those higher resolution models coming in so we can pinpoint that a little bit better. Meanwhile, it is going to be dry and it is going to be mild. I'm just going to step through this here for you. You can see on Saturday the mild air in place, mid-70s. Sunday still mid-70s. Now on Monday, notice this blue trying to edge down into parts of North Georgia. We will see the temperatures tick down just a little bit on Monday into the lower 70s. Instead of 75 and 76, it's going to be around 71. So just a brief little respite there in that warming process where temperatures come back down a few degrees, but then they go back up again on Tuesday as well as on Wednesday with more of those mid-70s moving in here. So, you know, a lot of times this time of year in the fall, into November, getting into December, that's when we start seeing more fronts come in. And we had one over the weekend, at the beginning of the week, and we saw those temperatures drop to 27. So yeah, that was a cool snap that came in, but then we warmed up quickly and have stayed warm, and we will stay warm through next week too. So we don't see any indications of any strong fronts that'll move our way to give us any other additional blast of cold air into next week. Now the week following we're keeping an eye on some cooler air that's going to be coming in for Thanksgiving, but whether or not that's a frigid air mass or not, it's still too early to pinpoint right now. So you can see the low temperatures in the upper 40s on Saturday, mid-50s on Sunday, back to near 50 on Monday and Tuesday, and then mid-50s again going into Wednesday, and then the high temperatures also staying above the average. We should be around 65 this time of year. We'll be at 76 on Saturday, 75 Sunday. There's that slight cooling on Monday at 71, and then mid-70s again here on Tuesday as well as on Wednesday. So here are the specifics for your weekend. On Saturday, good day. Mostly sunny skies, at times partly cloudy, 48 for the morning, an afternoon high of 76 degrees. Sunday, I do think we'll see a few more clouds mixing in, but again, not a complete overcast. We'll just call it partly cloudy skies. And in the morning, when we do have some of those clouds around, that's going to help hold in some of the heat from the day before. So it'll be milder in the morning on Sunday with a low of 46 degrees and then highs near 75 in the afternoon. So more of those mid-70s here coming through. So that 7-day outlook times out like this with that mostly sunny sky. Saturday, Sunday partly cloudy, mid-70s for highs. Monday is the day where that temperature ticks down just a little bit. Morning lows back to 48. Afternoon highs near 71 with mostly sunny skies. Then on Tuesday, partly cloudy. We're back to 75, mid-70s there. Wednesday, partly cloudy, mid-70s. Thursday, partly cloudy, 73. So you notice, if you were watching us the past couple of days, we did have a 20% chance for a shower in for Tuesday and Wednesday, but now that's gone just because we're not impressed with that moisture content in the air on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, it's still going to be dry, but we'll be watching that system out to the west. That'll be getting closer to us on Friday. And then Friday is the day that we have that 40% chance for a shower in. We'll be fine-tuning these percentages, and we'll be fine-tuning the temperatures too, of course, as more model data comes in. But this is how everything is timing out right now. A dry week, an above average week with those highs each day in the 70s. And then that next best chance for rain doesn't come in until Friday, and that's going to be about a 40% chance for some showers. So we hope you have a great weekend, whether you're going to be here in town in the Atlanta area or if you're going to Athens for the big game. The weather for your outdoor activities are just going to be great. So thanks for tuning in for this extended weather update here on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. We'll have more for you tonight at 11 o'clock on 11 Alive News at 11 on 11 Alive Plus, as well as updates for you throughout the day, Saturday and on Sunday too. So we hope you have a great night and a great weekend too.